Hey everyone, it's Jen. This is my day 23 Valley story. Where I am at right now in my life is such a beautiful place. I've got a wonderful marriage. I have two beautiful teenage daughters who are happy and healthy. I am happy and healthy. I've started a new business. I'm stepping out into the world in a way that I never have before. I used to be an overly anxious, socially awkward introvert. And when I say overly anxious, I mean incredibly anxious. A lot of it stemmed from childhood trauma, but what led to my ultimate shift in my life came 3 weeks after my second marriage. My amazing husband and I are both volunteer firefighters, and we had a beautiful wedding in a fire hall because we're volunteer firefighters. The people in his hall had done such an amazing job of decorating the hall. The aisles were lined with fire hose, and there was helmets that had been all shined up and polished at the end of each aisle. There was like these little green twinkle lights all throughout the hall, and green is significant because volunteer firefighters carry a green light in their dash to let people know they're responding to the fire hall for an emergency. It was beautiful. My mom walked me down the aisle because my dad passed away years ago. But the moment that those doors opened and I saw the hall and I saw my husband standing at the end near the fire trucks and I had my mom on my arm and I saw all the people, it was just such a beautiful, amazing experience. A couple days after the wedding, we were going through the gifts, opening the gifts and looking at the gifts. And one of them was a mirror. And it had an engravement in it, and it said, "May all your reflections in this mirror be happy ones." And I was struck by a feeling of being absent. I felt like I was a witness in my own life. I felt like an observer at my own wedding. I kind of like disconnected from the whole thing. It was such a huge event in my life. It was so beautiful. And I like checked out. Within a couple days, I had spiraled into a downward depression. I had a history of depression and anxiety, and I ended up spending 4 or 5 days in bed. I didn't eat. I wasn't sleeping. I could barely function. I laid in bed day in and day out. Cuddled with my dogs. They kept me company. There came a point where I said to my husband, I know why people choose to take their own lives. I understood that inner torment, that never-ending turmoil in your head, that feeling of disconnect from everything in your life. I had thought about suicide. I didn't have a plan, but I thought about it. And the one thing that kept me here, the two things, were my two beautiful daughters. I knew that no matter how bad it was for me, there was no way I could do that to them. I couldn't leave them without their mama. I went to a psychiatrist. I went to my family doctor, finally. I knew I needed help. He sent me to a psychiatrist, and I was diagnosed with 5 different mental health issues. Generalized anxiety, social anxiety, severe depression, PTSD from childhood trauma and from my years on the fire service, and something called PMDD, which is unique to women. And I see that I'm at the 5-minute mark. what I just want to say is that I have been there. That was my valley. That was the worst point in my life. And I am here today. I'm happy. I'm healthy. I'm not on medication. I'm speaking. I'm teaching. I'm back on the fire department. I'm living a beautiful life. No matter what I've been through, I'm thankful for it because it has brought me to the place I'm at now and created my beautiful life and my heart and my soul and my depth and my compassion. And I am just so thankful to be here.